It's another gun build in Modern Warfare 2. Today I'm going to be doing probably the final video for the FTAC RECON. I have had a blast with this gun. It is pretty much impossible to actually destroy this gun at all with any kind of build you can give it. And you can absolutely try your dang best, but no matter what, it can always be a very aggressive gun in close range. And this is one of these kind of builds that is technically a meme build. I want to use it like this, so it is all just kind of going towards stacking on one type of stat, but it'll also make it to where it is still very viable in close range and long range engagements. Again, it is hard to actually make this gun bad. So what I want to be using here is a combination of 5 different attachments, obviously, to make this entire build. So what you want to do is go to the stock and go to the Assault 60 stock factory. So unfortunately, this stock is not tunable. You can only have the base stats on here, but it is the fastest mobility stock you can use. It'll give you sprint speed, aim, walking speed, crouch movement speed, and aim down sight speed. And what that will mean is that you can just move around the map a little bit faster, cons being recoil control and aiming stability. But you won't really need aiming stability because this is an all hip fire build. After that, you want to go to your laser, and you want to go all the way down to the FTAC Grim Lion laser. So this will make it to where the laser is visible at the hip compared to, or actually it's about the same really when it comes to the Corvus PEQ Beam 5. So you're not going to be really losing anything. This one's just a red beam while this one's green, so it might be a little bit easier to see when people are just kind of glancing around corners or anything. But it'll give you the best accuracy for hip fire accuracy, hip recoil control, and sprint to fire speed, but also makes it to where that you're able just to move around a little bit faster. Especially when you can tune it, you can make the hip spread even tighter when you tune it like that, and give it the hip walking speed a little bit faster. So it's actually very important for the actual walking speed, so you're able to strafe back and forth while you're moving around or shooting from the hip. After this, you want to go down to your underbarrel, and you want to go with the VX Pineapple. So far, to my knowledge, this is the best grip to use for hip fire accuracy. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I could probably change that. There's just so many grips. I haven't really tested all their stats out, but I'm sure this one is the best one for this. Gives me a massive amount of hip fire accuracy, hip recoil control, recoil steadiness, and aim walking steadiness. The last two we don't really need to worry about. The first two for the hip fire accuracy and hip recoil control. The cons being hip walking speed is reduced by a little bit, but we have 2 attachments to kind of counteract that, so it's just fine. And aim down sight speed is pretty much negligible since we are just shooting from the hip. But we run this on here, you do hip walking speed again, buffing that all the way up through tuning, and hip fire accuracy on the bottom going all the way up as well. Along with that, you're going to be running the longest barrel. This will make it to where that your headshot or one-shot kill to the head can extend up to about 20 meters, exactly 20 meters, but also make it to where you have a way higher damage range in general. Your hip fire accuracy is increased even more, and your bullet velocity will go up. Cons being hip recoil control and aim down sight speed, but you don't need to worry about that. I just increased the damage range and recoil steadiness. You don't need to really tune this one. It doesn't really do anything. You can't tune the hip fire accuracy to that. But finally, at the very end, I put on the 15 round magazine just to where I'm able to switch to full auto if I wanted to. You can just spray at people in full auto. So standing still, you're able to beam people with full auto. Single fire is even better. You get 2 shots, a kill right there. 2 shots all the way out there, and 2 shots even out to a little bit further than 50 meters. I hit a limb there. 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh yeah, and also again, you can get yourself a headshot multiplier out to 20 meters to where this target is. Exactly where I'm standing, out to here. Like anything really past that, it gets a headshot marker. So it's about like right here to that target. It's about as far as you can possibly get for a one-shot headshot. So when it rises back up, obviously you can just shoot from the head, or shoot from the hip towards the head, and towards the head. Obviously, you would not be able to get that headshot multiplier all the way out to this guy. If I can get the shot off on him. But you can drop the shot off to two shots in order to kill if you land one to the head. And as you can see, the movement speed is fairly high for the gun being incredibly heavy. You can take off the 15 round magazine if you don't want to be spamming with it, and that'll make it to where you can move a lot faster, like so. So as you can see, a little bit faster kind of movement speed going on here. And that'll make it to where that you're a lot more competitive for close range. Even out to 10 to about 15 meters or so, you are able to get a pretty accurate time to kill when you're shooting from the hip. Even with the widest spread, and you probably have it again. But again, it just comes down to random chance for you to get those kind of hits on someone. So all around, you are able to snipe people without actually aiming at them. All the way out to that distance. So there you guys go. That's going to be probably the best build for the gun. It is incredibly mobile. You don't need to use the stock if you don't want to. Probably can put on like a sight or something to where you can make it to where it is a bit more flexible while aiming down sight. You will have a fair bit of sway when you put this thing on here, but it's alright. You can always mount up or swap out some other attachment to help out with that. Because this really is overkill when it comes to hip fire control, but you can also lay down if you want to. You can tighten it up just a little bit more. You can make it to where that it is really hard for you to actually miss. Again, this is such a tight hip fire spread. People up to 50 meters is able to get shot very, very consistently by your shots here, or that you fire down range. So it is actually hard to miss them up to that long of a distance, just shooting from the hip, or a two-shot kill. So let me know what you guys think about this build down in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.